Alright, so I'm here at church. I'm just getting ready for today's worship. I'm thinking about kind of what we read today and thinking about kind of what we read over the past couple days. And I just think it's funny. Yesterday, I was busy all day because my younger brother got married, and that's huge. But I just think it's funny because over the course since the last video, we talked about Jesus' first miracle, or sign, as John likes to call it, and it took place at a wedding feast where Jesus turned water into wine. And I think that's awesome. Sometimes we miss over that. It's just an awesome miracle. They turned water into wine. But the big idea there is that this wine, it was good wine. I mean, it was special wine. The party host, he actually said that it's the fine wine, it's the good stuff, and he made a comment that most people give out the fine stuff first and save the cheap stuff for the end when everyone's kind of, already been drinking a little bit. They can't really tell the difference, but he saved the good stuff, which tells us that there's good stuff to come at the end. I like that, but there's so much more in these chapters that we kind of just skim over, and there's so much here. I can't cover all of it, but I kind of have to talk about John 3:16, but it's not just John 3:16 I want to talk about. It's John 3:17. For God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him. I think that's awesome. We often forget about that Jesus didn't come to say, you're doing this wrong, you need to do better here. He's saying, no, I love you, I want to save you, and that's why I'm here. That's why I want to say that. And we often overlook at that. I mean, that's huge. But there's just so much more in this. I mean, in chapter 4, we see Jesus talks to the Samaritan woman, and the Jews did not associate with the Samaritans. They just did not do that, but he associated with the Samaritan woman. And I love this. We overlook this a lot. In chapter 4, verse 6, it says that Jesus was tired from the journey. We overlooked that. It's just a small word, but he was tired. See, Jesus wasn't just God, but he was also man. So he got tired. He experienced all the same things we did, and we often overlook that. And that transitioned into the conversation about water that they had here, and the living water. And I love it. Back here, I kind of want to finish with this. Verse 39 says, many of the Samaritans from that town believed in him because of the woman's testimony. The woman told them about Jesus, and they believed her because of her testimony. But later on it says that those same people said this, now we have heard for ourselves, and we know that this man is the Savior of the world. I think what we need to take from this is people can often tell you what to believe. Growing up in church, you're told to believe that God is good. You're told to believe in all these things. But at some point, you're going to have to hear it for yourselves and decide for yourselves if you believe what it says. It needs to become your faith, not your family's faith, not your church's faith, but your faith. I think that's a perfect way to close for this week, and a perfect way to think, a perfect thing to think about for the next few days is just, is it your faith, or is it someone told you to do this?